Hello and welcome to this very short presentation where I'm going to take you through what the Flooring Domination System is, how it works, and how we can implement it into your local flooring business to really start pushing it forward, start generating more in leads, and have a predictable system that you're going to be able to grow your business with. And then just quickly, this is what we're going to be going through. The first slide that we're going to be looking at is about the Flooring Domination System. The next one is why is it important? The next one is who does this work for? After that is who has this worked for, then how does this work, why this works, and then the next steps if you actually want to get this implemented into your business. So let's start with about the Flooring Domination System. So what is the point in it? So the first thing is that it stops feast or famine months. So these are the months where you're busy 1 minute or 1 month and then you are quiet the next. And this is a never-ending cycle for a lot of businesses. They continuously have this feast or famine where 1 minute they're really busy, they're making lots of money, and then the next month they're not making any money at all. They're sitting around doing nothing, trying to look for work and scratch their heads thinking about what it is they can do to generate more work. And for some businesses, this cycle never seems to end. The next thing is that it stops you having to rely on referrals and hoping that the phone rings. Now, this system is going to generate referrals, but it is not going to be your sole strategy for getting inquiries and more jobs. The next thing is paying for ads that bring clicks but don't turn into jobs. Now, I've heard this time and time again with all of the different flooring companies that I've worked with, and not just flooring companies, other companies as well, that they pay for ads that bring in lots of clicks, but they're not actually turning into jobs. They're not turning into, in conversions or anything like that. They're just basically pouring money down the drain. Then we have watching competitors dominate Google while you get overlooked. So this is going to be when you search for the keywords for your area, flooring company in London, flooring company in New York, you can see all of your competitors there right at the top, and you're just not there. You're nowhere in sight. And when you're not there, people are not going to see you and you're not going to get those inquiries. The next thing is that you have no real control over where your leads are coming from. And this is practically one of the biggest problems with nearly every business out there is they do not have a clue where the next lead is coming from. They've got no systems in place. They have no predictable way to get leads every single month and really, like I mentioned, get rid of that feast and famine phase. Just be able to be confident that you can go home on a Friday, enjoy your weekend, come back on a Monday, and you're going to have leads there waiting to go. And then the last thing is that there is no clear way to grow beyond your current area. So a lot of local businesses, they only serve a certain radius, but are going to be times where you get to a point where you need to grow a little bit further. You need to start moving into different areas and expanding your team, expanding your vehicles, your trucks, your vans, and even opening new shops in different areas. And when you do this, you might wonder how you actually start growing in those areas. How do you start generating leads? And this system fixes that. This system will help you expand into different areas. It will help you get more leads from places that you've never got leads before. Right, so in this section, what I want to do is just quickly go over how our system works. So as you can see here, right at the top is the first layer of the system. And in this first layer, it's going to be paid ads. And we're going to be looking at implementing things like Google Local Service Ads, Google Ads, and Meta Ads. Now, the reason that we start with these is because we want to start generating leads as quickly as possible for your business. We want to start generating leads and generating more revenue for your business so we can then spend the time on implementing the rest of this system, knowing that we've got a consistent number of leads coming through the door every single day. So Google Local Service Ads does depend on whether you've got a Google business profile already that has reviews on it. If you don't, then you're going to need to get that set up in order to be able to set up Google Local Service Ads. But Meta Ads, we're going to be running these ads on Facebook and Instagram, and they're going to be visual type ads where people are going to see the offers that you're running for your business, and they are going to be, enticed in to obviously fill out the form, and then they're going to go ahead and make an inquiry with you. And then Google Ads, we're going to be trying to target the types of keywords where people are searching for your products and services within your local area. So once we've got these ads running and we've got leads coming through these ads consistently, we can then move on to the next phase, which is building you a very high quality website that has all of the right pages and it has all of the right content on there. So it's structured correctly for conversions and for search engines so that we're optimized for the right types of keywords, similar to Google Ads, but we're going to be trying to get your website to show up organically for those keywords and obviously generate more and more leads over time. So once the website's in place, we can then move on to optimizing the Google business profile. And once we have the Google business profile in place, we can then start collecting reviews on the Google business profile. And And as we've optimized the Google Business Profile and we get more and more reviews, people will then start finding your Google Business Profile more, and they will then be finding your website more. So we'll increase the traffic on your website. So after we have the Google Business Profile set up and the reviews flowing, we can then move on to continuing with SEO. So when we build the website, we're going to be building the website so it does rank with all of the right content, but we do need to be doing ongoing SEO. So we need to be doing on-page SEO, which is basically creating things like location pages, which is your product or service within the locations that you want to target. And this is going to be something that we do every single month. We're going to be constantly trying to find new locations that we can expand into and new pages that we can build to get your services found by the right people searching for them. And then off-page SEO is basically where we're going to be building links and things like citations and press releases and social signals to your website and to key pages to then keep pushing them up higher in the search results and building authority back to your website so that it generates leads organically, without you having to pay, for things like paid ads in the future. So once we have this layer completed, we then move on to the next layer, which is going to be continuing to get reviews. So reviews on your Google Business Profile, that is the most important place to get reviews, as that directly affects where you rank on Google Maps. We're also going to be getting Facebook reviews. So again, I always say this is the second best place to get reviews. So we'll ask for a review off your Google Business Profile, and then we'll also ask them to copy and paste that into Facebook as well. And then also if there's any key directories within your country or your area that we think is going to be a good place to continue building reviews on. So these are the three places that we're going to want to be continuing to get reviews on and building your reputation online. So once we've completed this layer, we should be getting leads from the local ads here. We should also be getting leads coming through your website from things like your Google Business Profile and from the pages that we're building in the SEO campaign. And then we should be converting a lot of these inquiries because people are going to be seeing a very good, trustworthy website or business that is on Google Maps with lots of reviews, Facebook with lots of reviews, and it doesn't matter what they type into a Google search, for example, they're always going to find positive information about your business. So we will now start generating more and more word of mouth leads because, as you can imagine, we're now serving a lot more people every single week. We're now getting a lot more people talking about our business. This also opens us up to more partnerships. Again, we're getting ourselves out on the web a lot more. You've got 3 lots of ads running here. We've got a really good, well-optimized Google Business Profile. So as you can see, by doing all of this stuff here, we are dramatically increasing the amount of leads and the amount of jobs that we're completing every single week, every single month. And it's kind of having a snowball effect. The more jobs that we complete, the more people are talking about us, the more partnerships we're building, the more word of mouth and referrals we're getting. And it's at that point there that you want to start looking at a second Google Business Profile. So you want to start looking at another location that you could potentially create another Google Business Profile for. So something really strategic, a place that you do lots of work in, a place where that the properties are very good to work in. It could be luxury kind of flooring that you're after. It could be, lots of volume. So you might want a well-populated area. But, this is when this second Google Business Profile comes into play. We get that live, we get it verified, and then we start this whole process all over again for this second Google Business Profile. So, once we've got a second Google Business Profile, we can then start Google local service ads just for that Google Business Profile there. So essentially what will happen is we'll have the local service ads running for Google Business Profile 1 here, and we'll also have the local service ads running for Google Business Profile 2. And again, we've now got another place that we can continue to get more and more reviews on. This here would essentially be like another location that you operate from. So you'd have 2 locations. So that's really the entire system. And as we continue to scale, as we continue to get more Google Business Profiles, as we continue to operate in a wider area, we've got more staff that can operate within those areas and service those clients, then we can start increasing the ad spend on the local service ads, Google ads, Meta ads, and we can just keep repeating this process over and over and over again. So why is this important? So the first reason is that we're going to have multiple traffic sources. So lots of places that are sending leads and traffic our way. So Google ads, local service ads, Meta ads, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, SEO. So over time, it will all continue to contribute to more and more leads, and also word of mouth and partnerships. So again, very high quality leads from things like word of mouth and partnerships, and normally very easy to convert these types of leads. So the second thing is the core mechanism, which is processing and amplification. So by sending multiple sources of traffic, we're increasing the visibility and traffic to our website here. We're then having more customer interactions and reviews. So through Google, through Facebook, and through your chosen directories that you want to advertise advertise on. And then we are going to enhance the trust and credibility of our business. So this is social proof, and all of this stuff can then be displayed on your website, can be displayed on your different profiles. We can use it to create social content out of. And really, the more that we're building up this enhanced trust and credibility and social proof, the better these ads are going to work, the better these leads are going to be. When people are inquiring with you, they're going to be seeing all of this information across the web, and your conversion rates will just continue to go up and up and up, and you're going to find it easier and easier to close deals. And then lastly, 3 is desired outcomes, so the results. So higher conversion rates, leads and sales, and then sustainable business growth and revenue. So this is going to be a very predictable way of growing your business. You're never going to worry about where your next lead is coming from. You're going to be able to go on holiday, and when you get back, you're going to be able to continue to generate inquiries, pick up where you left off, and continue to grow your business. And again, like I mentioned earlier, this is a continuous cycle. We just keep reinvesting and expanding your business. So this whole system, the Flooring Domination System, is built upon real results. I have been working with local flooring businesses for a long time now. I've built this system myself. This is the best way to get as many high quality leads as possible for your local flooring business. So who does this work for? So this system works best for established local flooring businesses, but any business that operates in the same way could implement this. This is not specifically for local flooring businesses. This system does work for other local businesses that operate in a similar way to a local flooring business. So that is who this works for, but also it's equally as important to say who this does not work for. And this does not work for businesses or anyone that is not willing to invest in growing their business. People that are just scared to put any money in their business because they think everything's a scam. This is not for you. Scared money does not make money. This is also not for businesses that are expecting instant results without putting the right foundations in place. Now, I have designed this system to get leads very, very quickly, to get leads within 10 days, within 5 days. And in fact, I can probably generate you leads within the next day of starting this whole system. But the point is that the results and the inquiries, the quality will continue to go up and up and up over time, the longer we implement this into your business and the longer we run this. One of the biggest problems that I see with businesses that do any kind of marketing or ads is the constant stopping and starting. You really need to invest in something and have faith that it will work, and continuously invest in it and just keep optimizing and making it better and better and better. And it's the same with this. We need to build the ads, we need to optimize the ads, we need to build a very high quality website, we need to implement SEO, we need to get reviews on a consistent basis. The system 100% works, but we need to continue working on the foundations and making things better and better so that it really does work for your business as best as it can. And the next thing is that it isn't going to work for anyone who doesn't have the capacity for more work. Like, I'm telling you that we can get leads almost the next day, within the same week, and you need to be ready to be able to take on more work and take on more leads and handle those leads as they come in. You need to have salespeople, or you need to have someone that's dedicated to answering the phone and calling people and chasing people. Not every lead is going to pick up the phone straight away. Not every lead is going to convert straight away. Some leads take longer to convert, other leads not so long. But you need the systems in place in order to do this. And this is not for businesses that are looking for quick fixes instead of a proper system. If you are completely on your ass and you have no money, you have no sales and leads coming in, this is not going to be something that you can just invest in and we're going to fix all of that in an instant. Even though we do get leads very, very quickly and we do continuously build more and more high quality leads over time, this is not the savior of a failing business. And there are barely any, if any, systems out there that will ever be able to do that for you. And lastly, this is not for anyone who is not willing to improve their website, their Google presence, and their reviews. You have to understand that we do need to potentially build a whole new website. We do need to work on your Google presence and your reviews, and this stuff does take time. So who has this worked for? So I've worked with lots of flooring businesses across the UK, the US, and Canada. And I have run every single one of these strategies individually over the time that I have been running my business, which is roughly around 6-7 years now, I think. And I know exactly, what works, what doesn't work, because I've tried it, I've done it, and and I've seen it in real time with my existing flooring clients. And the thing that I notice time and time again is that combining them is what actually drives the real results. It's not something in isolation. And I've generated millions in revenue for flooring clients that are using this exact same approach. I've helped businesses grow their fitting teams from 2 installers to over 10, and I've used this exact same system to help generate over 400 leads per month for a single flooring business in the UK. So this isn't theory, it's based on what's already working in real flooring businesses. So how does this work? So we generate the leads immediately using paid ads, Meta, Google, local service ads. Those leads are then captured and converted through a high performing website or landing page. And at the same time, we're building long-term visibility through things like SEO and Google Maps. And as more leads come in and you close more jobs, we're going to be generating more reviews to increase trust and conversions. This then creates more inquiries through word of mouth and repeat business, and also the possibility for partnerships with other local businesses. And then we take what's working and we expand it into new locations, and we repeat the same process over and over. We can increase the ad spend, we can increase the number of locations, and we just keep feeding this system and we keep getting more and more leads out of it. So why does this work? It works because it doesn't rely on one lead source. Everything works together as one. You're going to now be getting leads from ads while building a long-term visibility through SEO and Google. So leads will start immediately. So the moment we set up these ads and we get them running, leads are going to be coming in straight away. But both the quality and quantity will improve over time as we get more leads organically through things like SEO. We're also going to be improving the quantity and quality of the leads through getting more reviews and increasing your reputation, which is going to lead to higher conversion rates as you grow. Each part of the system strengthens other parts. Results become more predictable and consistent month after month, and once it's working, it can be repeated and scaled into new locations. I can absolutely guarantee that you're going to start seeing an increase in leads within the first 10 days of starting this system. So if you're interested, the next steps are to book a quick 10-minute call with me where we can see if this makes sense for your business. I'll then show you exactly how this system works and how it would be rolled out into your business. And then if you want to get going, we can get started straight away if it feels like a good fit for both of us. So thank you for watching this presentation, and I look forward to speaking to you soon.